Here's what happened in the Garden of Eden. Watch until the end. In the Garden of Eden, a world of unmatched beauty flourished under the golden light of the sun. Every leaf seemed to shimmer, every flower exhaled enchanting fragrances, and the rivers murmured melodic songs. Adam and Eve, the first humans, roamed freely, immersed in perfect harmony with nature and their creator. Adam, shaped from the earth, was a guardian of the garden, while Eve, created from his rib, embodied sweetness and beauty. Their love was pure, filled with curiosity and wonder. They shared laughter, conversations, and a connection that transcended words. Everything seemed perfect until the arrival of shadow. Satan, in the form of a serpent, slithered through the garden. He was cunning, intelligent, and his mind was steeped in deceit. Obsessed with his own fall, he could not bear to see the creation of a God he hated so much. This garden, this haven of peace, was becoming the stage for his revenge. His goal? To sow doubt in the hearts of humans. One day, as Eve walked near the tree of knowledge, Satan approached her with apparent gentleness. His scales glimmered in the sunlight, and his voice was as alluring as the song of birds. "Why don't you eat from the fruit of all the trees?" he asked, feigning innocence. "We can eat from the fruit of all the trees except that one," Eve replied, pointing to the tree in the center of the garden. "God said we must abstain or we will die." Satan burst into a cold, calculated laugh. "Die. You won't die. In fact, God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like him, knowing good and evil." His words slithered into Eve's mind like a warm breeze. An insatiable curiosity awakened within her. The promise of knowledge enticed her. She looked at the fruit, its skin gleaming, and felt a shiver of desire. Why not know what was hidden? Satan sensed it. He had planted the seed of doubt. He continued to flatter her, feeding her longing. Have you never dreamed of greater power, of an existence beyond this life in the garden? Imagine what you could achieve. The temptation was unbearable. In her heart, Eve knew she should resist, but the desire to know and discover the unknown overwhelmed her. She reached out and took the fruit. Its skin was smooth beneath her fingers and she bit into it. At that moment, the world seemed to change. The taste of the fruit was both sweet and bitter, a troubling mix that awakened all her senses. Eve's eyes suddenly opened to a new reality. She felt a wave of warmth and energy coursing through her body. She had just committed the irreparable, having sexual interview. Knowledge overwhelmed her, but at what cost? Satan watched, satisfied. He had succeeded. In the shadows, he knew that the true defeat of Adam and Eve lay not just in the fruit, but in the rupture of their innocence. By turning away from divine order, they were now vulnerable to his manipulations. What has happened? Adam cried out upon seeing Eve, a glint of fear in his eyes. "I ate the fruit," she replied, her voice trembling yet exhilarated. "I understood things, incredible things." Confused and alarmed, Adam approached her. At that moment, the realization of their transgression struck them both. In this dance of curiosity, they had opened the door to unsuspected darkness. The consequences of their act unfolded quickly. Shame settled in their hearts. They became aware of their nakedness and for the first time felt the need to hide. Satan, now present in their minds, whispered thoughts of despair. "You are lost," he said, playing on their guilt. "You exchanged truth for lies. You can never return to what you were." Their lives, once bathed in light, became wandering shadows. Days passed, marked by memories of what they had lost. Adam and Eve, isolated in their regret, struggled against an invisible enemy. The garden, once welcoming, was now a labyrinth of fears and doubts. One evening, as the sun set, Adam and Eve found themselves by a river. The waters sang a hymn of melancholy. "What should we do now?" Adam asked, his gaze empty. "We must learn," Eve replied, tears in her eyes. "We made a mistake, but there must be a way to find redemption." In their pain, a breath of hope was born. They understood that their fall was the beginning of a difficult path, but also a quest for deeper knowledge. The fruit had revealed to them good and evil, but there was still much to discover about redemption and love. Satan, in the shadows, watched their struggle with satisfaction. His plans were in motion, but he knew that hope could still break his chains. The seeds of despair he had sown might not bloom as he had hoped. Thus, in the Garden of Eden, knowledge had a price. Sexual intercourse was the result of disobedience to the word of God. She ate the fruit of a false prophet who is the devil, that she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain the son of evil and Abel the son of Adam. Eve and Adam stood at a crossroads between fall and redemption, aware that each choice could lead them to unexpected discoveries. Their hearts beat with the promise of an uncertain future, but one filled with hope.